So I'd like to bring one other thing into this conversation. The N word, as said by non-black people. I hear this sometimes when people are singing along to songs, or sometimes just in like a group of friends, a white person will say it. What is your opinion on those situations?
Well,
You
oh,
can go first, Michaela. Yeah.
okay. So, in my opinion, the N word in itself is a word that was built on racism and hatred. And for anyone to say that word, no matter the circumstance, well, not anyone, African American people can say the word because we're reclaiming the word. It's different for people who aren't African American because the word itself is rooted in hatred and rooted in oppression and was used against us for years and years. So that also means that we have the right to say it because we are reclaiming the word. And just as the word was used against us, we can now use the word in our own way because we are taking over control of it.
Yeah, I mean, going to college with a majority white population, you go to parties, play rap songs with the N-word in it, majority white people there. Um, it's sort of a weird vibe sometimes because whenever the N-word might come up in the song, you can tell people are looking at you like, is he okay with me saying it? And I'm not going to yell at 100 kids packed into a house, right? But I think it's important to understand your audience, right? Understand that if if there's even one black person at the party and the N-word is in the song, probably not a good idea to say it. And there's this idea, like the N-word pass, like, oh, my black friend gave me the N-word pass. Well, I'm glad that your black friend feels comfortable enough with you and you have that type of relationship where, you can just use it as any regular word, but understand that not all black people are the same, right? And we talked about that already. So if your black friend is okay with it, okay, that's between you and him. I have nothing to do with that. But it's not a universal principle, right? It's not like, oh, it's always okay if it's in a song, or it's always okay if somebody's my friend. And like Michaela said, it's a word rooted in hate, a word rooted in discrimination, and black people are now reclaiming it as a term of endearment almost. It's weird to say about the N-word, but yeah, you're reclaiming it. And so, yeah, I'd say just know your audience at all times. That doesn't mean if you're not around any black people, it's okay to say it, because you have to understand that, again, it's a word rooted in hate and discrimination. But understand your environment whenever you decide to use a word such as the N-word.
Also, one thing that I just want to add on to what Malcolm was saying is that this also comes down to white people holding other white people accountable. Like, if you're just in a group with all white people, maybe you're dancing and someone says it, you don't have to make a big deal about it. Just maybe even have a private conversation later with them, or just turn to them and say, hey, that wasn't okay. Next time, don't say that word. I'm not comfortable with you saying it.
Doesn't have to be a really big spectacle. It doesn't have to be this
Yeah.
like it doesn't have
Yeah.
you can do things quietly. And
Honestly, sometimes that's the best way. It's easier for you as the person calling them out because you don't make a scene, and it's better for the person who was doing it because, again, it's not like a humiliating thing for them. So
Sure, yeah.
For me, when I was younger and things like that, like non-black people would say it around me, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, like I wouldn't even react to it sometimes because I was just like so just in shock about it. And sometimes I was just in a place where I felt like, I couldn't call somebody out about saying it. But now as I'm grown, I'm more mature and things like that. And also in most spaces that I'm in, I have a more powerful voice. I know I can say this with pretty much confidence, if you're not a black person, don't say it. That word was used to subjugate us, to put us down for centuries and things like that. And now, like Michaela, like Malcolm said, we're reclaiming it back, like it's our word and things like that. I know for a fact that, with my friends, I've just like Malcolm said, it's a term of endearment, you know what I'm saying? Because it's our word now. But when a non-black person says it, it is not, it is used back to the way it was used during slavery, during the civil rights movement, even to this day, for when white people say it, it's a term of hate when it comes to them. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, if the final opinion, if you're not a black person, don't say it.
even in a song,
I
regardless of the
agree.
context, just don't.
Even in a song regardless of context, I know when I'm with my parents and I'm rapping, I'll blur out. I won't say a single curse word. You know what I'm saying? if I can do that, y'all can blank out one word in a song.
Yeah, it's that simple. I mean, the history of the word goes far beyond whatever song it's in. So I think it's just, don't say it. Simple as that.
And I agree with Nicholas, as he was saying, like, when you grew up with around your parents, sure, most people, like, when they heard their parents curse, that doesn't mean they would just go and curse like their parents do. It's not hard if you teach yourself that it's not right. And a lot of the times, if you know it's not right, it won't feel comfortable. You saying it won't feel comfortable. It won't be a natural thing for you to say if you teach yourself that it's not a right thing to say.
Yeah, totally. Is there anything else anybody wants to say about anything we've talked about before we part ways today?
I just want to reiterate, please ask questions. We really ask questions. A lot of this would change. A lot would be different if people just asked questions.
And I just
ask questions and sorry, I cut you off.
I know you finish.
I was just gonna say ask questions, and it's very important that we just have a zero tolerance for any sort of racial injustice, racism in general. So, you know, even if you see your friend maybe any microaggressions that they may be committing, just say that's not okay. Plain out. No, there is no, oh, they're my friend, or oh, I've known them for a long time. It's okay to call out people that you know and encourage them to be better. But we need to have a zero tolerance for this type of behavior and these types of attitudes.
And I just wanted to thank you, Mr. Andrew, for giving us this platform to talk to other people today, and especially giving us this platform to let people know what they can do, because that's really how we're going to make positive change in this community. And thank you so much again.
Yeah, of course. I know this is a hard topic to talk about, and I was saying before, like, each time there's some instance of violence like this in the country, I hope that it's going to be the one that changes things. And to date, that hasn't happened yet. But this one really feels different. Everyone is so much more outraged about this than, like, collectively than it has been in the past, that I really think that if everyone just makes a big push now, hopefully we can get something done to change the way that this is. And so, I mean, thank you guys for being willing to talk about this and share your experiences about it. And during the course of this conversation, we've talked about things that a viewer might say or might think or say that you didn't even realize was offensive. Just don't say or do those things. And if you see someone else saying or doing them, it doesn't have to be a public spectacle like we talked about, but just please put a stop to it. And, like, let's create a better culture within our community and just, you know, be better people towards each other. So,
Exactly.
guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for having us.